So the very first thing, I mean, starting from the absolute beginning is they'll come in and they'll have obviously access to this conductor icon. So they just click on the icon and it'll automatically bring up the conductor. You do see a blank page when you first log in. So in order to see the missing information request, you actually have to hover over encounter tracking and then click on practice assistance. And this is where all of the missing information will be listed. Again, there's a couple different ways to select what you want to work on. I believe the easiest way is just to select all of them so you can go from one form to the next. So once you do that, you can go ahead and click on work selected, and this will automatically bring up the first electronic form. So this is the demo site, obviously. So in the live site, the patient demographic information will be listed up here along with a provider. And then right where there is a check mark, that's what they are requesting to be completed. So this one, a diagnosis was missing. If you don't want to work on one form, you can also always hit this next option. It can bring up the other one. So the next one, number 3 is checked. So it's just missing subscriber name. So I'll go ahead and fill that out. Then once you've completed your missing information, you do, again, this is the demo site, so it looks a little bit different, but on the live site, you do have to type in your signature. The print name and the date will automatically populate. So you'll just type in your signature. And then once everything is completed, you can add a note if you want. You would just hit complete and next, or complete and close if you wanted to go back to the main screen, or if you were done for the day, just hit complete and next. Okay, and then it'll bring up the next one. This one's subscriber information missing as well. So if for whatever reason people wanted to, again, like I said, not do it electronically and actually wanted to print off the form, there is this paper tab right next to answer response. And here's where they could print off all the documents that are associated with this missing information request. So you'll have this missing form. And if you go to the next one, this is the form that's actually being sent to biotech. So if you needed to review that for whatever reason, it is available there for you. But it'll print off both of those. You can complete them by hand. And then there's this upload missing information sheet. And if you click on that, this is where you can actually then upload from your computer the completed information. So I'll show you what it'll look like if you hit complete and close. And then it just brings you back to the main screen. So again, if you didn't want to select all of them, you do have the option. If you wanted to just do COVID patients, for example, you could go in here and select the COVID ones and then hit work selected. And that way, each of those 3 forms will follow one another. So once you completed this one, it'll automatically bring up the next COVID form. Just like Key Pathways or other systems, it does only work on Google Chrome. I mean, you can't access it from Explorer, but certain pages won't load. So anyone who's using Qonductor really wants to make sure that they are accessing it via Google Chrome, just so that they can see everything. There's also, if we go back to the main page, if you wanted to view the missing information prior to selecting, clicking on work selected, we do have this eyeball icon where you can view what is being requested. So it'll have our missing information request sheet, and you can kind of see based on the check mark what's being requested. And then it'll also have the additional documents that are being sent over when a lab is being sent to biotech. So you'll have everything that the practice originally sends over. So sometimes this helps reviewing just to understand exactly why there's a missing information request. If you want to see what is missing, sometimes it helps to review these. And then we also have the option to add comments here. So if for whatever reason you think that you got a missing information request by accident, like let's say a patient demographic information is missing and you sent over a face sheet with demographic information, this is where they can add a comment just so that they're not getting those requests in the future. And then again, we have the dashboard, practice dashboard area, and this just gives you a nice summary. If there are multiple users coming in here completing it, the missing information, you can kind of see how much is left and how many days the missing information requests have been in your work queue. Then if we go back to practice assistance completed, this is where all your completed documents have been. So once you do that work selected and go ahead and complete that missing information form, this is where they will then be listed. You can also click on this eyeball again to review exactly what was submitted. So you can see here, this is one I submitted with the subscriber information.